the Titans when they had Billy Volek and Drew Bennett leading the team in receiving. That was a funner rivalry with them and like the Colts and shit. But
last one I want to get to.
Yeah.
With the Raiders. So last week, Rodney Hudson said John Gruden was the best coach he's ever had. He also said that they're getting back to the running game. This week, Keith Smith, fullback with the Raiders as well, is also saying that he's setting the tempo. The running game is going to be really physical. So, physical Raiders running game. Is that a touchdown or a turnover?
That is the touchdown.
Wow, first one of the day.
Because Gruden's the type of guy to be like, to walk into the classroom after like a month of the kids having a substitute teacher and just yelling, boom! And like scaring the shit out of like some kid in the corner. Like he seems like that teacher. He just comes in and shakes everything up. And it's still like chaotic, but it's functional and smarter. So yeah, the run game's going to be punishing. But who do you have behind Marshawn Lynch? That's the real question.
Do you have any college football news you want to get to? Because I have something that I want to get to.
The Urban Meyer thing?
Go ahead, go for it.
Okay, so first I get to the Jalen Hurd thing at Alabama. He pretty much was in his...
I'm just going to give you a Jalen Hurd watch.
Cool. So on the latest episode of Shit That Happens at Alabama...
Bruh.
Kobe showed up and gave a motivational speech. Shout out to Kobe.
Exactly. I didn't know that.
Bruh.
Jalen Hurds was in his feelings. I know, right? I'm going to get to Shiggy in a minute, too. But he pretty much said, there was a narrative created that he was just a backup, essentially, at Alabama. And no one ever came to him. No one ever talked to him. None of the coaches, anybody no one asked about how he felt about it. No one did anything. And people forget, he threw 17 touchdowns and 1 pick last year, and I think he had over 1,000 yards rushing. Yeah, he's not the quarterback that you wanted or would have even helped you beat Georgia. But people also forget that the quarterback, I can't say his name, the Hawaiian kid, only played 30 minutes of football. So, I mean, there was no tape on him like that. So it was easier for him to, it's easier for the backup QB to not screw it up when the starter is stinking it up. So I honestly think he's dumb and he should have transferred because his mom came out and pretty much was like, she pretty much compared it to like all the grief that her son was getting. It's like, y'all will chastise my son and talk down on my son, but you won't say shit about Trump. I find that really hilarious and sad that you will like treat a young kid like this who's trying to compete for a quarterback job, but like y'all let y'all president say and do whatever you want. I was like, cool, she just read everybody her their rights. Kudos to her. But I really think he should have just transferred. Shout out to Last Chance U, which is going back to Kansas. Hopefully he doesn't transfer to a JUCO, but I think he should have went to Florida International with Lane Kiffin. So yeah, that's really all the college football news there is. And then Urban Meyer is still suspended with the whole case with Zach, the former wide receiver coach. Yeah, that's a shit show.
I wanted to talk about the whole Dak Prescott. Pretty much, Jerry Jones came out and said he's proud of him for essentially not letting the whole anthem protest, and Jerry Jones saying he doesn't want his players protesting divide the league. So, what do you make of the whole situation? Because I haven't even heard what you think about it off air. So, go ahead and give me the rundown.
Okay, so I called into I'm totally spacing out right now. Wow. I called into...
You? No way.
Damn, I feel bad. I called into the show on Sunday, Get Right, and talked to them because they were talking about Kaepernick. And shout out to them because they be talking about hella sports stuff. Like, shout out to Eric, Kelvin, Chris. Shout out to them for that. I feel like for some reason I fucked up somebody's name. I don't know why, but anyway, When it comes to Dak Prescott, it's like it reminds me of the whole Django situation. Like, he's Steven and Calvin Candy is Jerry Jones. Like, to even like, it goes back to like you
Bro,
can't
there were
help.
so many memes of that. Like, that's not even creative. Like, you don't get credit for that.
Like, I'm not even trying.
Like, bruh, that was all over.
I'm not even trying. Like, there's only so many ways you can call somebody a coon or a sellout or a Sambo or whatever you want to say. Or just the fact that, like, dog, how do you sit up here and say protesting is bad and all this other stuff? And I brought up this point. I was like, people protest.
I mean, didn't Dez say the same thing last year?
Yeah, but Dez is a dumbass, and there's a difference. Him and Michael Crabtree said the same thing. They're not politically active. Did Dez Bryant go to class at Oklahoma State? Did he? I doubt it. Dak actually, like, went to school and like, is college educated and all this other stuff. And I get that because Cam Newton, they did similar stuff with him where they had him talk to, like, right wing Republicans and all that, and, like, drill him on what to say to the media. I guess they tried to do the same thing with Dak, but he came out with such a stance that was anti-protest and anti-what everything Kaepernick stand for, that it's like, dog, you threw yourself in the middle of a fist fight.
I don't even think
By making it worse, you could have just said, you know what? I'm not protesting. That's not my thing. That's not the way I go about it.
Exactly.
But people are going to do what they're going to do. But no, you put your foot in your mouth, so now that you in the shits, you got to be with the shits. And he's not. And that's why he got his ass beat on spring break those years ago at Mississippi State. He's probably popping his mouth off then, and some cats beat the living shit out of him. I'm just saying, he seems like that guy that talks shit in the middle of a fight while trying to break it up, and that's why he gets sucker punched, because he's a sucker. Learn to keep your mouth shut. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, pretty much. I think the biggest thing is,
bum ass.
Dak didn't really, like,
he didn't get to say anything.
Exactly. The whole thing with this comment was, like you said, he could have just said, you know, I want to just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not paying any attention to that. I'm just doing what I'm doing. You know, I understand why they're doing what they're doing, but, you know, I concentrate a lot of my efforts, you know, through charity and blah, blah, blah. Basically, the back end of his quote that nobody's using, he should have just said that.
He could have turned it and made it about himself. But,
exactly.
like, on a positive tip.
Exactly.
Instead, like, you take jabs and it's like, oh, okay, you fair game now.
You guys don't know what you're doing as far as the next step. Nobody really knows why you're protesting. And, yeah, this whole protest thing is out of whack, and we need to just calm it down.
And another thing, he was never even a part of the original protest. He was always on the outside looking and talking shit.
He really was.
So it's like, dog, you talking shit on about another block that you're not on. So when they come to your block and ask you what's good, and you still talking shit, well, when you get knocked out, don't get mad. When you end up like old boy who tried to fight the game in Drew League, and you get punched in the back of the head, don't say shit.
Who's the Cowboys backup? QB.
Some Cooper Rush, I think, out of Central Michigan.
Really?
And Kellen Moore is the coach. The fact that I have that knowledge in my brain, kudos to me. No, I'm just playing. But, like, honestly, people out there protest cancer, and they protest all types of stuff.
The wide receiver coach at the Jets.
Shout out
doesn't make sense.
He got a shitty deal, a really bad deal at UCLA. So I'm all for him getting jobs, even if he's not qualified. He went 11-2 and beat Oklahoma with Adrian Peterson on the team, with one of the greatest recruiting classes.
A single receiver at UCLA.
Mercedes Lewis. No. I'm about to get in that ass today. Pause. Maurice Jones-Drew. I don't know what happened to Drew Olson, but he was a real one.
I said a receiver.
No receivers come out of UCLA.
Okay. So
don't get mad at him. He gave you a all-pro tight end at one point.
And the Jets always take Raiders washout receivers. Like, I fully expect if the Raiders cut Martavius Bryant for him to go to the Jets.
Yeah, but he won't pass the drug test.
Oh, shit.
And if he carries a gun, it's over in New York.
All right, man.
But anyway, I just one last thing on this Dak thing. People were out there protesting for everything. So for you to sit up and say people shouldn't protest, like, dog, people were protesting for cancer research and all this other stuff. When your mother was dying of cancer, somebody could have came out and said, I don't think we should protest cancer. They already got the cure for it. Now, if somebody said some dumb shit like that, you'd be highly upset, wouldn't you? So, like, understand that, okay, if you don't care about certain issues in the black community or just in general, and you don't think people should protest the way they're protesting, how about you just do everyone a favor and yourself and shut up? And talk about what you are doing that's good to change the narrative and not be the guy that we pull a Shiggy on. Dumbass.
All right, man. Last thing I'm going to shout out. Anthony Lynn, UNLV, class of 2018, got his bachelor's degree. That's about it.
That's what's up. I just want to play something real quick. The Jarvis Landry rant from Hard Knocks. I actually got to go back and watch the whole episode, but I just want to... Like, LSU receivers are really passionate people. Like, all LSU receivers are really passionate people, and I just want to say this got my blood going.
I don't know what the fuck been going on here, and I don't know why it's been going on here, but if you're not hurt, like if your hamstring ain't falling off the fucking bone, your leg ain't broke, I don't know, like you should be fucking practicing, like straight up. Like that shit is weakness, and that shit is contagious as fuck. And that shit ain't gonna be in this room, bruh. That shit been here in the past, and that's why the past has been like it is, bruh. That shit is over with here, bruh. If you can fucking practice. You can't get no better. Ain't nobody gonna get better by being on the fucking sideline if you ain't fucking hurt. If you not fucking hurt, you gotta fucking practice. Because you make other motherfuckers work even fucking harder. Now they had more fucking risk of getting hurt because you don't want fucking practice. Because you being a bitch. Straight up, man, that shit is fucking real, bruh. That shit ain't happening here. I'm just letting y'all niggas know that shit not fucking happening here. I'm hurting, I'm tired just like every fucking body in this motherfucker. But I ain't taking no motherfucking days off because I can't be fucking great that way. That gotta be the fucking attitude and the mentality all the fucking time. All that weak shit don't fucking live here no more. That shit don't exist. It's contagious, bruh. Like, it's really fucking contagious. Bruh. It's contagious.
That was,
Yeah, man, I don't know how you follow that. What he's saying is straight up facts.
Talk about an unnecessarily tough rant. Like, just imagine what the pregame speeches were. I guess it worked because they came out and busted ass in their preseason game. Tyrod Taylor went 5 for 5 for 99 yards, 1 touchdown. David Njoku, the tight end, former first-round pick out of Miami, had a 36-yard touchdown reception. So, yeah, I always thought Tyrod should be the guy, but I guess eventually it's going to be Baker. I'm just tired of Tyrod getting raw deals. But I hope he literally sends them to the playoffs, because Joe Thomas actually said that Tyrod Taylor should be considered for the Hall of Fame if he gets Cleveland to the playoffs. And Buffalo in back-to-back years. That is legendary.
So you want to close out the show?
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yeah, man. So pretty much the only thing I want to say, I don't even remember what I was going to say. I had a whole thing, but yeah, man. I don't even know what I was going to say.
I'll just go first and
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You'll just, yeah. Man, what a week. I'm just gonna say, when it comes down to it, whatever you do in life, don't feel bad about making decisions that improve your life. And if people have a problem with it, they're just gonna have a fucking problem with it. Yeah, it's kind of the point I'm at. And another thing that I noticed is, like, I don't know why, but like, and I guess I don't want to just make this like, oh, this is a problem in the black community, but